Hello, how are you? Welcome. How are you? Welcome once again, Mandonians. How are you? Welcome to Mundo Hattrick. Well, we're bringing back the face-to-face section a bit. We have a guest. Well, very. I think one of the most important ones that have been on Mundo Hattrick so far, right? In the sense that, you're gonna find out soon, right? First, we're going to welcome you, Mandonians. Once again, we are here. We're bringing back the face to face section. This time, we're talking to Eduardo, a Brazilian manager, current cup and first division champion in Brazil, with his team, Dream Team. Okay, and we're going to welcome Eduardo. Eduardo, how are you?
Thank you very much, Casimiro, for inviting me. And I'm okay. I'm really glad to be here with you talking about football and hat trick for sure. The game that we love so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Eduardo, honestly, I admire you a lot as a person, and I admire. I don't know you. I don't. From the first moment that I met you when we first got in touch, well, I said this has to be a person with good values, with good vibes. You give me good vibes, Eduardo. The fact that that all of this has been so fast. Yesterday when we got in touch, or I sent you, I think the hat trick mail. I don't know if it was yesterday. I sent it to you yesterday. You got in touch with me just yesterday via hat trick mail and said, come on, let's do it tomorrow. Hey, let's do the interview right now. And the truth is that you've made things very easy for me, Eduardo. I have to tell you that you've made things very easy for me, and it's a pleasure. I wish there were many people that all my guests, were like this, you know? The truth is that we have very good guests, all of them very, very good people, all of them, like everyone who comes through this channel. And I have to thank you because you've made things very easy for me. Okay, let's start the interview now. Okay, well, how are you, Eduardo? Let's first get to know you as a person. Okay, as I already told you, like off camera, tell me a little bit about what your childhood was like in Brazil. It says, let's first talk with Eduardo about the topic of getting to know him a little bit as a user, as a person. Okay, a little bit to get to know him, because that also brings a lot of values. It also brought a lot of knowledge, right? And we know what the person is like themselves. What was your childhood like in Brazil, Eduardo? They say that Brazil is a country of strong cultural contrasts. Is that true?
Yeah. Brazil childhood was really good. I don't have anything to complain. I grew up in Minas Gerais, the state, and we have a lot of mountains there. We I grew up in a big city, Belo Horizonte, the capital of Minas Gerais, and I played soccer. I played football as a child, as almost 90% of the Brazilian people.
American.
When we are born, one of the very first gifts we often receive is a small football and a team jersey. It is a beautiful tradition, as almost every father loves to give his son his very first squad jersey, marking the beginning of a lifelong passion for the game that will stay with him forever. And for me, was not different. I started playing football when I was young and was really nice. That was the time that I realized that I really like football, and hat trick just make it way better.
Do you like American football more than soccer? Soccer, as you call it there in the United States, or do you?
Yeah. I live in the United States right now. That's why I said soccer. But the right name I know is football. I prefer
Football.
soccer, the football with the feet.
We are among brothers and Spanish speaking ties, so we can talk calmly as Spanish speakers. Football is what, as a child, as you said, is what moved you the most inside, right? It's what I've enjoyed the most, in life with football. Over there in Brazil, my parents were there actually, as newlyweds. They were around there in Rio de Janeiro. I have several memories of which some are still preserved, of the Corcovado in wood, a little figurine, various things, right? So it's a country that I hold a special affection for. Okay, I hold a special affection for Brazil. Uh,
Amazing. Brazil is beautiful. It's a huge country with a lot of different cultures and a lot of very famous place like Rio de Janeiro, as you said. Brazil is beautiful. Everyone that has the opportunity to go has to go. Yeah, for sure.
what sport do you play? I suppose that now at your age you play a lot of soccer, Eduardo, or are you more dedicated to business matters because maybe family, well, doesn't leave you much time for hobbies, right?
Yeah, right now I just play soccer. I just play football with my friends here in Orlando, but it's only once a week. We have a group with about 20-25 people who like to play football, and once a week we play for fun, just for fun. We don't play in championships
Hmm,
or leagues, just for fun with friends.
okay. What can you tell me about Brazilian figures like Ronaldo Nazario, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos? Here in Spain, we have a special affection for their time here, right? For these footballers who I personally grew up with, right? I would like you to say something that most Spaniards don't know, right? Or that maybe foreigners from outside Brazil don't know as much, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's good to talk about the Brazilian squad right now because we are not doing well anymore. But
No, no. If you want, you can talk, but why not? Yes, well, we have been world champions. We have been world champions. The truth is that yes, we have a pretty good midfield. And well, and just well, the truth is, well, life is very good here, right? Even though the political activity right now isn't going through its best moment, I suppose, as you know, over there. But well, this is a breath of fresh air that people, well, who work, who earn our living hard around here in Spain, especially in regions and in smaller cities, because maybe in the capitals, well, it is better. There is a better life in the capitals, right? Like in Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Seville. But yes, I'm very glad you reminded me that that we were world champions. Although it's not the time to talk about that now. If you want, we can come back in a future video and talk about this.
I'm just joking.
We'll have a little chat. You talking about Brazil, me about what about Ronaldo Nazario? How what hobbies? Do you know any hobbies he has? Do you know what his life is like? Does he live his personal life over there in Brazil or does he live abroad right now?
Yeah, he lives abroad right now. I'm not sure. I think he stays a lot in São Paulo, the biggest city in Brazil. But I know he has a really good vibe, likes to enjoy life. And I remember him in Barcelona. He started playing a funny thing. He started playing in Cruzeiro, my favorite team in Brazil. Yeah, he started in Cruzeiro and then he went to PSV Eindhoven in the Netherlands and then went to Barcelona. And in Barcelona, he did very well. I know you know that. He scored an insane 47 goals in 49 games in 1996 or 1997. I don't remember exactly. And I remember the manager at that time was Bobby Robson. And he looked at the sky and asked if Ronaldo was from another planet because the guy was insane. Yeah, he did very well. That's not that's the reason he had the nickname as a phenomenon. Even today, everybody remembers him as a phenomenon. And another guy that we can talk about, a Brazilian guy who played in Spain, of course, is for sure Rivaldo. Rivaldo did very well as well in Barcelona. In a different way, he was more serious. Ronaldo was always fun, always smiling, and Rivaldo was always serious. But I remember one time that Rivaldo scored a bicycle kick goal in a game from very far from the goal. Do you remember that? Even today, if you open your Instagram, you're going to see videos about it. Yeah. Rivaldo and Ronaldo were really, really good. And even Ronaldinho Gaucho, he played in Barcelona as well. We call him the Bruxo, the wizard. He's spectacular. Yeah, he knows how to do tricks with the ball. Yeah.
Eduardo, well, you are a self-proclaimed Betico of Real Betis Balompié, just like I am. The truth is, you made my day. You made my afternoon yesterday. Because I said, well, a Betico is coming here, an international Betico. Eduardo, I would really like to ask you something specific. If you were currently working as a dedicated scout for Real Betis, looking for that next big star, which Brazilian player, specifically someone playing in the Brasileiro right now, would you personally choose to bring over? I am really curious to hear your professional opinion on who stands out the most in that league right now. Which one would you take? Which one would you bring to Spain?
Right now, I don't know. Right now, I'm really low. I'm really a huge fan of Neymar, but he is kind of old now and didn't play in the World Cup. But I think the Brazilian name right now is still Neymar because nobody is like him yet. We are waiting for the next Neymar, yeah. Real Betis, I think he could play very well in Betis for sure because he's still very good. Yeah, he's still very, very good.
Tell me, well, let's move on to talk about Hattrick, okay? About the Hattrick environment. Well, we know that you are the current champion of with Dream Team Zero, the current cup champion, the current champion of the Brasileiro in Brazil in Hattrick. Tell me, how has the trajectory of your acclaimed Dream Team been? What training routine have you carried out? What has been your training plan to lead this path? Although, of course, nobody ever, well, that same thing, right? You really can, well, if you put in the work, you can eventually come to know deep down that you truly have what it takes to win a championship. It is definitely possible. Nobody knows that, right? But anyway, what trajectory have you followed of follow up have you followed with your training in the dream team to become cup and league champion this very season? I mean, the current season.
To be perfectly honest with you, you really need to be a very lucky person to pull that off. You need to have a solid, well thought out plan, of course, and there are just so many other things you have to manage. There are so many steps you must take if you truly want to win a championship or a cup in Hattrick. You have to do a lot of things. You have to have a very good plan. I know you interviewed the Papa Mich, the cycle training father, as we can say. And for you, it is essential that you put together a very comprehensive and strategic plan. It is going to take some time, likely a few years, to make that vision happen and build a truly competitive team. But being honest, as I said before, you need luck as well. You need luck on your side because the random things in Hattrick sometimes play tricks on you, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you have the best team in your league, but not the best team doesn't necessarily win, isn't necessarily the first one in the league. It happens all the time. In Brazil, we call it the Saint Random. The Saint Random needs to perform some miracles for your team. If you don't have the Saint Random on your side, it's impossible to be the champion. And in my case, last season, I won the championship and the cup, as you said. And for me, it was a really, really huge surprise because my team was not the best last season. Another team was the best team in terms of stats in all the skills. Another team was better than my team. But the random stuff was on my side that season. So you need luck for sure. Another thing that I can say, I started in Hattrick in 2004. And for new people that want to play Hattrick and win any kind of championship, in the first division or the cup, the country cup, the person needs to study. Yeah, in Hattrick, you have to study a lot. You have the official game A manual, and you have to study the official and the unofficial manual as well. That was written from the community. The players write it, a lot of stuff, as you know. And if you want to win a championship, you have to read and study a lot before trying to do anything. Because Hattrick is a long-term game, not a game that you can pay to be the best, not a game that you can just, with luck, as I said, just lucky don't make you a champion. You really have to dedicate time to study, and you have to carefully plan out your approach. Then you have to force yourself to strictly stick to that plan, ensuring you don't derail your progress. And of course, you need a little bit of luck on your side as well. Yeah.
What have been your favorite tactics, Eduardo? I see that you usually, I see that you usually play a lot with the 3-5-2. I've seen the analysis of your team. I even see that you like to take risks from time to time with the 2-5-3. Tell me, do you like to take risks to win? I see that you do, right?
Yeah, the tactic that you use on your team depends on the plan, what you planned before. So my team right now has a 3-5-2 as the main tactic. And if the other team is playing really defensive, I will definitely go on the attack for sure. I'll switch things up, maybe shifting into a 2-5-3 formation, or perhaps even a 3-4-3 just to break through. And when I find myself winning the game, most of the time I shift my strategy to a more defensive approach, switching my formation from a 3-5-2 setup down to a more conservative 4-5-1 structure to secure the lead. Because sometimes on Hattrick, if you're winning of 1 or 0, that's enough. You don't need anything else. Yeah.
Okay. I see that. Well, I've also noticed in the league history that, you've only been in the first division for 3 seasons, right? You've only been in the first division for 3 seasons in your team's history. Hey, congratulations, eh? Congratulations, seriously, because achieving that feat, man, honestly, achieving that feat is truly something special. Hats off to you, seriously, hats off. I mean, you really earned it, and I just have to say hats off to you for pulling that off. Looking at the analysis of your dream team, I see that you also like variety in formations. Tell me, what makes you change formations so frequently? For what reason? You're trying to be unpredictable, I suppose.
The primary reason for this is that you absolutely need to have a wide variety of different tactics if you really want to win a championship. Sometimes you're going to find yourself playing against a team that is sitting deep and playing a 5-5-0 formation, and you have to be ready for that. Sometimes you're going to play against a team that has the main tactic as a counter strike. So you really have to be willing to mix and match different tactics just to ensure that you are keeping all of them at a consistently high level. If you need them, you have them in a high level to play against the team. When you are playing in the Brazilian Championship, you can usually predict the style of play and the specific tactics that the other teams will use against you. But the Brazilian Cup is a completely different story. You never really know what to expect or which team you are going to be facing next. So you need to have different tactics in high level to play with any kind of team in the Brazilian Cup. If you want to win the Brazilian Cup, and the Masters started. We're going to start this Friday. So I'm playing the Master for the first time. I don't know what team I can play against on the next week. So I need different tactics to any kind of team for the next week. Yeah.
I suppose that, playing the Masters for the first time must be like losing your virginity, right? When you're young, right? A bit similar, isn't it? It's phenomenal. It must be phenomenal, honestly. Hats off to you. I'll say it again, okay?
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be on the Masters, yeah. the best teams of the world in Hattrick. It's a very good feeling, very good feeling. And it surprised me a lot. I never expected this team with this training cycle to be at a Masters. And my team is doing way better than I expected. So I'm really glad to be at the Masters.
Well, Eduardo, it feels like we are quickly reaching the end of our interview today. Before we wrap things up, I would really love to ask you something I usually ask all of my guests. Could you please share a piece of advice for those just starting out, and then perhaps another piece of advice specifically for those who are already more advanced users? I think our audience would really appreciate your perspective on both levels, Eduardo. What is the most important piece of advice you would give for each user profile?
In Brazil, we have a lot of WhatsApp groups that talk about Hattrick. And that helps a lot because you can learn from others, other people, other players from the community. So, and I know a lot of people in the Brazilian community who like to help beginners. And another thing, join the group, join the WhatsApp groups. And another thing is to study. If you want to play Hattrick at high levels, you need to study the manual, the rules, everything. The rules written by Hattrick and the rules written by the community. And for other players who have been playing for many years, like I have, who want to be a champion, if you don't have a good plan, give up and start again, because in the future, it's not going to change. In Hattrick, you have to plan and stick to your plan. It's not going to change in the future. Hey, sometimes I get lucky, sure. But to be in the first division of your country and to be the champion, you have to plan and stick to your plan. And the training cycle created by Papa Mish, that's it. You need to read that, memorize it, and follow the plan. That's it.
Well, we are finishing the interview now. Eduardo, I want you to know that you are the first division and cup champion as well to visit us on Mundo Hattrick. So congratulations, man. Thank you very much for trusting me. I wish you much success, Eduardo, okay? Champion. Like I said, good luck. By the way, a question that is off topic, okay? It's a little doubt of mine that I have that you Latinos have a reputation for being very passionate in bed. Is that those rumors that are rumored a lot, is that true?
Sorry, I didn't listen well. I didn't listen well. The last thing that you told.
I didn't hear that you are passionate in bed.
Oh yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Well, I have the experience that, well, many Latinos who, as you know, arrive in Spain and say that we Spaniards are colder people, right? We are colder people. And the truth is that we are also, I really like to get used to and pick up culture, right? Culture from other people who teach you that to, hey, well, look, when you think about the Latino community, they are just incredibly passionate people. The thing is, they experience life and emotions in a way that is really quite different from others. You know, it is a unique perspective that shapes how they interact with everything in their daily lives, right? So that was just it, Eduardo, what I had prepared for you. I hope the question didn't upset you.
No, it was okay. It was amazing.
To wrap things up, just as I said before, I really want to wish you the best of luck. I wish you all the best, not just in Hattrick, but also in your personal life, Eduardo. I've liked you since the first moment we met, since we bonded. I hope that really the next time you win the Brazilian Championship, you will come back, or if you ever achieve some feat in the Master, that that you return to Mundo Hattrick, okay? And here we finish for the moment. Eduardo, thank you so much, champion. We are out of time now. Thank you, really, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave the video here, the interview with this great manager, who I repeat is a great manager. It's great content, okay? Before we dive into that, we are going to take a moment to warmly welcome, well, the very latest members of our community, the new Mondonians who have officially joined the federation. Okay, I would really like to give a special shout out to people like Ryan Saidi, Jorge, and also Ruben Blow. Okay, we are absolutely thrilled to have you all on board with us. Mr. Polos and Professor are getting ready to start their important work. Profite entrenamiento, okay? To all of them, okay? Thank you very much for following us on Mundo Hattrick in the Federation Friends. Well, we'll finish here for the moment. We have been getting to know Eduardo, a successful Brazilian in his country and, well, champion of the Brazilian League and Cup League champion. And, well, it's no small feat, eh? No small feat, not one to miss the interview for. See you later and a big hug. Bye.